What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at, well, One Piece sets. We need to have a look at main sets and ask which one is more deserving of your hard-earned money. The most recent one, the next one, or the last one. We're not counting Premium Booster 01 here. We've kind of already covered that one in previous videos. But the reality is Premium Booster 01 is a reprint set. It's a very different kind of set. So I do think Premium Booster 01, I mean, look, if you're looking for a reprint set of a bunch of Gold Dawn and a bunch of other cool stuff, Premium Booster 01 is there. But I think if you're looking for actual sets, we need to leave that one aside and have a look at OP-08, OP-09, and OP-10. Yes, we are 3 months away, a bit less, from OP-10 launching over here, but we need to have a chat about this because it's going to be here faster than you think. So let's go from oldest to newest, and let's start off with OP-08. Now, what a lot of people want to look at when they have these sets, they want to look at, right, is there a big hit? Are there going to be cards that we can pull from the set which are going to, if I buy a case, it's going to basically pay for the case? And the answer is no, not in OP-08. The best card in there is the Manga Rare, and this one's already down to like $300 on TCG Player. It's not ideal. It's currently got a market price over on TCG Player of $310. It's not looking great, honestly. Over on eBay, if we have a look at the most recent sold items, they're selling for $300 all day long. Like the last two sales are $300 and $290. This is a $300 Manga Rare. It is extremely cheap for a Manga Rare, and that's the only big hit we've got in this set. Like, the number 2 card is your special rare Jewelry Bonnie, that's like an $80 card. And then after that, we've got a bunch of $60 special rares and all of that. So there's a few $60 cards in there, including, weirdly, the Secret Rare Rally is $40. Which is weird to me, because, like, the Manga Rare is super cheap, but the regular Secret Rare is expensive. It's like a $40 card. But it's incredibly playable, and it's a secret rare. Honestly, I'm probably going to pick up a box of OP-06 soon, just because the rally is so expensive normally. And over in the UK, you can buy a box of this for 65 quid for 24 packs. That's like $2.50 a pack. Okay, fine, a couple quid more, but you see where I'm going with this. It's a very cheap set. And that's really the selling point here. Because in terms of OP-08, it's, like I say, value-wise, we're not really there. And then, like, if we have a look at leaders, and we have a look in the OP-08 meta, at which leaders are actually seeing play right now, it's none of them. It's basically none of them. Like, in the metagame at the moment, according to LimitlessTCG.com, which I think are pretty good at this, they're collecting a bunch of data, the best deck from OP-08 is Red Blue Marco, which is currently occupying 1.25% of the metagame. Yeah, which I think tells you basically everything you need to know here. This is not a set which has got particularly good leaders. It is not a set which has got particularly big hits. It is a pretty underwhelming set overall. Now, when I say a pretty underwhelming set, I'm not saying it's a bad set. I'm saying that it is underwhelming and not good compared to a bunch of other sets. It's still got a $40 secret rare. There's still a $300 Manga Rare in here, which if we were talking like something like Pokemon, that would be a top 5 card of the last couple of years. But in terms of other One Piece, although the pull rate is horrendously low because it's a Manga Rare, but basically what we're looking at here is a set which overall is a little disappointing. Not that playable, not that many big hits. Although I gotta tell you right off the bat, it's actually a good set in terms of it's really cheap right now. Like, I'm gonna buy a box of it because it's 65 quid. Why not? If I hit the secret rare rally, I've basically made my money back. And I might hit some other cool cards. There's a bunch of $60 cards in the set, and I can buy a box for 65 quid. Like, yeah. You know what? That sounds pretty good to me. And honestly, when we move from OP-08 into OP-09, it almost seems a little bit unfair to compare them. Because whereas OP-08 is maybe the most disappointing set we've had, OP-09 is, in terms of main sets, it's either the best set, or it's the second best set after OP-05. But no matter how you slice it, OP-09 is a phenomenal set. And a lot of people right now are going crazy for OP-09. This is not, incidentally, a set which can be picked up for 65 quid for a box. Not even close, because this is a set which is awesome. In fact, to be perfectly honest with you, a lot of places just don't have stock of OP-09 right now. Or if they do, it's quite limited. Like, it's out there, don't get me wrong. It's not completely sold out. But a lot of shops just don't have it in right now. It's a phenomenal set. We've talked about OP-09 a lot, but there's just everything. Basically, everything about OP-09 is great. If we want to have a look at value, well, we're the complete opposite spectrum of two legends here when we're looking at OP-09, Emperors in the New World. Obviously, we've got the Gold Roger, which seems to be somewhere in the region of about a $4,000-ish card now. Although there have been sales for like $2,500, so who knows at this point? The point is, it's still a phenomenal card that's worth, we're measuring it in thousands. Then we've got 4 manga rares, including the Luffy, and the Luffy alone is about a $1,000 card. Then we've got 2 types of special rares. We've got the Wanted poster, highlighted by Luffy, that's like a $120 card, and the regular special rare highlighted by Nami is like a $150 card, and then there's other cards that are over $100 that aren't manga. Like, value-wise, OP-09 is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm not saying if you buy a box or a case or any of that, you're guaranteed to make your money back, because you're not. But I am telling you, in terms of potential hits, this is just the most wonderful set around. There are some big hits to be found. And in terms of playability, yeah, OP-08 didn't have good leaders. OP-09, however, OP-09's got good leaders. Now, we don't have many results really from the West yet, but if we have a look over in Japan, we know that Shanks is a proper good deck. We know that Marshall Lee Teach is a very good deck, and actually I believe won a big tournament in Japan already. We know that Luffy is not on the same level, but is still a decent deck that is seeing some play and success. We know that Buggy is, again, not on the same level, but a decent deck that's seeing some play and some success. It is a good set of leaders. A very, very good set of leaders. Again, pretty much the opposite of OP-08. So if we have a look at OP-09, OP-09's got everything. Okay, fine, it doesn't have a regular art secret rare, which is quite on the level of the rally, but you know what? It's got the Monkey D. Luffy, which is still like a $25 card right now, so that's not too bad either. Make no mistake about it, OP-09 is the big one. And it really is kind of OP-05 and OP-09, the first and second anniversary sets. They are combining to be the best pair of sets we've had in the game. It is as simple as that. So what do we think about OP-10? It's not out yet in the West, but it is out over in Japan. So we can take a look at a bunch of stuff and start making some judgments about the set as a whole. Now, in terms of value-wise here, we do have manga lore, which I can tell you, if we just do a direct comparison between manga lore and manga rally here over in Japan, I can tell you that lore is about 60% higher. It's still not a great manga rare as far as things go, but it is at least higher, and that's a very good thing. Also, the secret rare lore generally is actually pretty good. People like it very much indeed. In terms of the secret rares, or the special rares, we've got the Newgate and the Usohachi, which are both good cards that are attracting a bunch of value. Again, we're not talking about the same level as OP-09 here, but when compared to OP-08, we're honestly looking pretty good. Not saying they're amazing, but I'm saying they're pretty good. And Yusei Hachi is actually seeing a bunch of play right now, so I do think that's pretty relevant. Now, in terms of your leaders and playability and all of that, it's still very early, but I am seeing Usopp turning up in flagships over in Japan moderately often. That seems like a decently playable leader. I've really disliked the style of alt art leaders in this set. That's a personal thing, but Usopp is jumping up quite a bit. I'm also seeing a little bit of Kid and Law. Not on the same level, but I'm seeing a little bit of Kid and Law. They are jumping up as well. I've seen Smoker a couple of times, and I think I've seen Sugar like once. So I'm not saying that they are phenomenal leaders, because I don't think they are. I do not think the leaders here are on the same level as we're seeing from like OP-09. But I'm telling you, these leaders are alright. They seem okay. One of the cool things about OP-10 is that one of the best new leaders from the set is actually the limb from OP-09. Because essentially we got about half a deck's worth of good Odyssey cards in OP-09, but not enough to make a good limb deck, who is the Odyssey leader. But then we got another half a deck's worth of good Odyssey cards in OP-10, and you mash them together and actually Lim is good now, which is kind of amazing. Like, Lim is up there with Shanks and Blackbeard in terms of the best OP-09 leaders now that we've got OP-10 coming out, which is phenomenal. For what it's worth, I'm looking through Japanese results. I am not seeing any OP-08 leaders winning in Japan right now. So if you were thinking, well, hang on a second, Wassy, what about when OP-10 comes out? Are any of these leaders getting better? No. No, they're not getting any better. Sorry about that. So OP-10 I like from a playability standpoint, but I don't think it's as good as OP-09. It's alright from a value standpoint. Essentially, the answer for these three sets is OP-9 by a huge margin in terms of the best deck. Like, not even close, gigantic, ridiculous, absurd margin is OP-09. OP-08 and OP-10 are a lot closer together, but I think, especially in terms of playability, OP-10 is winning. And I think it's going to end up there in value as well, that we really need to wait for the set to release to know for sure. But honestly, the fact that OP-8 is so cheap right now kind of gives it a little bit of an edge. So I think the answer is OP-09 is the best, OP-10 is second, but OP-08 is good for a bargain. There we go. I don't like to sit on the fence with these videos. I don't like to say they're all good, choose which one you want. No. I want to give you definitive answers, and I have. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me which set you like. Tell me which set you've invested the most heavily in. Tell me what you're still looking for. Tell me what deck you're playing. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassy. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.